Hi, welcome back. Just splitting up the videos. During the Sunshine video, I did one where I needed to work on my exam registration. I guess there's a new rule that you have to be actively employed by an approved employer in order to take the JNCIESP. Really caught me by surprise. I don't think that's written anywhere that that's a requirement, but you can't use a private account, a Gmail account to register for the exam, so clearly that is a requirement. Um, so, yeah. So I needed to work with customer support because I registered, but I couldn't get my receipts and exam instructions because it was sent to my old employer account, which I work for a new employer now. So the customer service person told me to cancel my registration. Um, I'm thinking that might have been a mistake. I should not have canceled my registration. I should have kept the registration, and then they could probably just assign that registration to a new account. But now, since I canceled the registration, they've got to assign me a voucher. I've got to re-register for the exam. That was a really bad mistake. I often think the customer service people know less than like it's hard to know what a customer service person actually knows or has the power to do. And often they kind of tell you that, they give you a sense of authority that they don't have. And that's really upsetting to me about, because I think there's a lot to be. I think a lot of like, well, let's put it this way: the satisfaction rate of like the metrics that do performance and stuff, I think are typically low. Let's see if I can find some data on this. So let's see here. Call center satisfaction survey. So, well, anyways, I'm getting kind of distracted here, but I guess basically all I'm saying is that this is really kind of, if I knew it was going to be this hard, I definitely would have just stopped studying for the JNCIE and branched out into other ones, especially since I can use Cloud Maven to raise the test fees for those. It's unfortunately to anyone watching this who wants to go for their JNCIE SP or any JNCIE, I'll just straight up say don't do it. Like branch out in other fields, diversify your skill set, learn to program, because if something happens to your employment, first of all, you're just not going to be eligible to take it. Like if something happens, if there's pandemic 2.0 and your employer says, you must work in a shoebox with all your other employers and you don't like it, though, you can quit. So you quit, and now you can't take the test. So it's too big of a risk. It's too yeah, it just things, especially in coronavirus world B, are just too uncertain. There's no sense of there's no like you can't plan anything in my opinion right now for more than a month or 2 months, maybe 3 months. Things will happen at a predictable rate, but hopefully that'll change. But I would say anyone watching this, planning to get their JNCIE and thinking, oh, you know what, I can study consistently for a year. Nowadays in coronavirus world B, you can't do that. Like in world A, yeah, like you can do a 1 year plan, consistent study every day, go and take the test and be fine. But in world B, there's just too much going on. We have no idea what's going to happen in a year. We have no idea what's going to happen in 6 months. You could have a whole different employment situation. You could be living in a whole different part of the world or even the country. Um, it's really not something I would recommend, unfortunately. But thank you for coming along on this journey. If you've been watching this for a long time, I really appreciate the help I've gotten from some of my commenters. Thank you very much for coming along. Let's keep going, because it sounds like customer support will be figuring that out for me, and I will get a slot on November 20th. And if things do go wrong and they can't get me a slot, I can always take it in January of next year. There's no requirement that I take it this year, now that I'm not working for my former employer anymore. But it's just kind of upsetting that this world where you can sit down and say, hey, I'm going to be an expert in this. I'm going to study for a year every day and do the best. I'm going to pull myself up by my bootstraps. It's not feasible. Like, you have no idea what's going to happen. You could lose your job. You could move from you could have to move. It's impossible to plan for more than probably 2 or 3 months right now in coronavirus world, being in the United States. So, but conveniently, 2 or 3 months to get a JNCIA, JNCIS, JNCIP, totally realistic. And not only that, you can go on Cloud Maven and you can get the test fee waived. So definitely still good to study and work on your skill set, but to depend on long-term infrastructure still being in place over many months, and especially over longer than a year, it's just not going to be feasible. All right, so let's go. And so that's definitely my advice to anyone watching this, thinking about the JNCIE, anything like that. I would say diversify your skill set, diversify your skill set and just work your way up different branches. In addition to that, learn to code, and then you'll be much better off. And then apply to jobs, get interesting jobs, real world experience. I will say firsthand. Let's not go there yet. I was going to say I regret studying for the JNCIESP, but let's not go there yet, because I don't really regret it. Customer service is going to figure this out. I'm going to get my test day exam hopefully on the 20th, and then hopefully I'll take it and pass it. But in order to pass it, I'm of course going to need to study today. That customer support call, it's kind of weighing on me. Like, yeah, I should let it, I should be able to just keep my focus and direct my mind to where it needs to go, instead of having it directed off into the kind of thinking I spent a lot of time on here. But okay, so it looks like I'm only going to have about 5 minutes for the rest of this. Now that is, I think that might be enough time to rearrange this, but now I only have 4 minutes. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna use this video as kind of another video in the test day plans playlist. And it's just a venting video, so I think I pretty much got everything off my chest already. And my goal is not to be harsh and to say, I think I communicated pretty well where I'm at with this. I want to take it. I want to have that expert level credential, validation, kind of the backing to my career. But anyone watching this who kind of plan to follow my footsteps and do the same, this might be perhaps a cautionary tale, and I would definitely recommend diversifying your skill set, in networking, going to other branches, DevOps, data center, that sort of thing. And then learning to code. I think you're much better off doing that than just following one branch all the way at the top, because by the time you get to the top, we don't know. We just can't predict that far ahead in the future. We just don't know if you'll be able to take it. So yeah, kind of. I guess now I'm just kind of like at a loss for what to say and do, because I thought I'd have enough time to go and do this, but I have kind of a Goldilocks amount of time in a bad way. That's like the exact perfect amount of time to not be able to do anything productive. So yeah, I think I'll end the video here. This is just going to be another rant or update on the test day plans. I guess I'm not sure what I'll title it. Probably like rant, or I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully the after work video, where I will rearrange this topology and set up IPv6.